Finding it hard to stay consistent with journaling? Are you tired of having so many different journals stacked in your house? Always forgetting your journal no matter where you go? Let's change that. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my very powerful Notion template that will make it easier for you to journal no matter where you are in the world and will help you to be more consistent. Want to find out more? Let's dive into the video.
Feel like a bird, you keeping me happy, you getting me deep. Ask me who my search.
Gotta say the word, keep getting me what I'm looking for. I just gotta tell everybody, I don't wanna keep it on the low. Goddamn, I love it. I love it. Goddamn, I love it.
Hey guys, what is poppin'? It's your girl Twanaldn, aka whatever to be in the day, and I am back with another video. If you're new here, then welcome. We talk about everything growing and growing on this channel, so if that is your vibe, then definitely consider subscribing to this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I love you to the moon and back, as you motherfucking know. First of all, I want to excuse my bright red tongue in this video. I had a little bit of Kool-Aid, so my tongue is stained, so I'm just gonna let you guys know that from now you're gonna be saying a bright red tongue throughout this video. But anyway, as you guys already know, a part of my Growing and Glowing series, we also grow with Notion, and I give you guys loads of different productivity hacks and tips and templates that you can use with Notion. So if you want to know more about this journaling system, then this video is for you. So let's just dive right in. So let's talk journaling for a second. I know journaling is one of those habits, you're either good at it or you're not. And I am not proud to admit this, but I was never good at journaling, as in book journaling, like writing it down and putting pen to paper. It just didn't work with me. I would forget it, I would misplace it, I would lose it, and it just got kind of to a point where it got frustrating a little bit. Also, have you ever like been in different places and you want to journal but your journal's not with you? So I kind of came up with this Notion journaling template to just help deal with those issues that I was facing with pen to paper journaling. I do old school journaling from time to time, but most of my journaling comes from my Notion template. And this will be helpful for anyone who's interested in getting in journaling, or has tried journaling and put pen to paper and it doesn't work, or you just love Notion and you want another template to add to your system. This template is completely free, so I will link it down in the description box if you do want it. So in this video, I'm literally going to just walk you through the template so you know how it works, and maybe give you some ideas if you already have a journaling system on Notion and what you could add to make it look better. So excuse me from looking away from the screen. I am literally just screen recording right now, so I do apologize for that. But let's dive into the template. So this is the journaling hub. This is what I've called it, and I've made it very simple and very user friendly. So this can be for beginners or experts or pros in Notion. So essentially what you get is at the top, you get this purple banner, but however, feel free to change this. You don't have to keep this banner. Whatever banner goes best or suits your vibe. But I've added it in with a little bit of a quote that says, journaling is like whispering to oneself and listening at the same time. Love that. And then you come down and we have this pen icon, and then we have the title, which is called Journaling Hub. So I've called it the Journaling Hub because I feel like it is a one-stop shop for your journaling, and it's all in one place. So there's no more stacking of loads of books on top of each other in a corner or on a shelf somewhere in your room. This is a one-stop shop. All of your journals in one beautiful place. So down the side, as you can see, we've got quick adds. So essentially what this is are these quick buttons to add to the existing journals that are in place. And I'm also going to show you how you will add new buttons for new journals that you want to add if you wish to add them in the near future. So you've literally got a new button for each one. So one for daily, one for weekly, one for monthly, and then like a Dear Diary entry. Essentially, these three journals, so the daily, weekly, and monthly, are like reflective journals that you would do at the end of your day, or at the end of your week, or at the end of your month. If you're someone who's really trying to get into journaling, these reflective journals will help. These can be edited, they can be changed for whatever's best suited for you. It's just a system that's in place to kind of help you get into journaling and to make it a bit more easier for you. And then we've got like a Dear Diary. I call it Dear Diary, but it's like a therapy journal where you speak, you let out your emotions about maybe things that you're experiencing or what you went through. I know this could kind of get confusing with like a daily reflection, but the beauty about a diary is that you just speak. Like I said, it's like therapy. It's just you speaking about your mind, whereas your daily reflection, it asks you specific journal prompts that you can reflect on in that day. So there is slightly a little bit of a difference, and I'll obviously show you some examples. They got cute little covers, the name, so you know exactly which journal it is Underneath, we have your journal entries area. This is where you will enter all of your journal entries. So right now, we've only got tabs for your daily entries, your weekly entries, and your monthly entries. However, feel free to add any other tags that you want to see immediately. So essentially, the reason why I added those quick add buttons that we spoke about previously is just the easy access to enter a journal entry no matter where you are. Whether you're at your desk or you've got your phone in your hand, if you are in the mood to do a journal reflection, all you got to do is click that button and a page will pop up, which is basically an entry that you're about to fill out. As soon as you click any of those buttons, what will happen is a date that you click that button will get added into the date area as soon as you click that button. I've added some other areas for you to fill out, so you'll also be able to rate your day or your week or your month, whatever reflection you're putting in, and then the topic. So you might want to fill out the journal prompts first and then maybe do this section. Go about it how you please. And then you also have to link this to the journal. This is the most important part because the journal entries need to be stored somewhere for easy access. So you got to look at it like this. When you buy a journal, you got the cover, you got the pages, and then you open it and you start writing. Those are your entries, but the actual book itself is basically what you're going to link here. So you linking it to that journal is like linking it to that very book. And then inside these pages that you've just seen me duplicate are all the entries that you're going to write inside this book. So it's very important that you link your entries to your journal, just so you know if you ever wanted to go back and reflect maybe a year from now, you've literally got which journal it is. You can go straight to that journal and look up the reflection that you're looking for. And I'm going to show you in a second. So down here are just some examples. Feel free to change these. Again, you don't have to keep these questions. You can change them to whatever it is you want them to say. This template is fully editable. I've just put some journal prompts. Maybe if you're a beginner, you don't really know, here are some examples. Or go to Pinterest. Pinterest is a great place to get a good journal prompt from too. And literally what you would do, you would just fill it out. And my favorite way of filling these out is voice. So you know you got the voice function on your keypad. So instead of you just type in for ages of time, unless you enjoy it, you can literally just press that button and speak to the phone and answer these prompts one by one. That's how I find works best for me. So when I'm in like a safe space or I'm in a place where I want to reflect and I can't bother to type, I will literally whack up my phone, press the voice memo button, and I will just speak to it, and it literally types out my whole entry. So I'm going to quickly just fill this out as an example so you guys can see how it works. So I've filled this out. As you can see, I've left this last bit empty because essentially what this is a daily entry. So that daily entry will be a part of a week and also a part of a month. However, because we haven't yet curated those weekly or monthly pages yet, we don't have nothing to link them to. So I'm going to quickly duplicate that now. So we go back to our main homepage, we click new weekly entry, and similar thing to the daily one, it will duplicate automatically and add the dates. I'm just going to quickly add in the weekly dates so that you guys can see how this works. So the week would have started from the 4th of May, and so I'm doing it from Sunday to Saturday because I start my weeks on Sundays, and the Saturday date is the 10th. So we're going to do 4th to the 10th. It's already got the date duplicated, as I said. So really and truly, this should be the Sunday's date, but just for this purpose of the video, I'm going to leave it. I'm also going to rate my week. So that daily entry we just added, ideally, every single daily entry you add, you want to link it to this weekly reflection. The reason why is because you're not going to remember everything. You've got a busy week, you've got your life, you've got so much going on. You are not going to remember things. You're just one person with one brain and one memory. So this is like a safe space to have all of those journal entries linked. So you can kind of get a feel of what your week was actually like. If you see a lot of 3s or 4 stars or 5 stars, you know you had a pretty good week. If you've got a lot of 1s or 2s in that week, you kind of know that this week wasn't the best. So when you're doing that weekly reflection, you will automatically see what your week was like. So we just say, again, we're gonna give it a 5 because we had a great week. And the beauty about this as well is when you link them, you can see what topics came up a lot. So for let's say relationships and work came up a lot, you can just link them so you know that this week was a lot about work and relationships. Then you also want to link this journal to your weekly journal so that, again, when you go to your weekly journal overview, these will all be linked. So now, as I mentioned before, the daily entry that we added needs to be linked to this. You can do this 2 ways. You can either link it on this page or you can go back to your daily one and link it through that page. Just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go back and add it in the daily entry so it's easier. So as you can see, once you click it, you see weekly reflection 4th to the 10th. So you know it's that week. And then once you go back to that weekly entry, you will see that it's linked here. And now you can now fill out your weekly reflection prompts. Again, these are just some prompts that are already there for you. You can delete or add or change these prompts to suit whatever's best for you. But I've done it in a little bit of a drop down box because you're going to be linking journal entries to this as well, and I didn't want it to take up so much space, so I kept it neat and compact. So if you want to see your daily entries that are linked to that week, they are there. But if you wanted to see the reflection in more depth, you easily have access there. So what I like about this is, for example, one of the questions here is what was my favorite day and why. If you have those daily entries linked to your weekly reflection, you could easily scroll down and go to that daily entries area and look at the day which maybe had the highest score, and then you will know your best day or your favorite day was Tuesday, without having you to think, oh, what was the best day of the week while you're sitting there. Nope, it's there already to remind you. And because you already reflected on that day, you could easily go back, open Tuesday, and oh yeah, like I totally forgot this happened, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? And then when you do a weekly reflection, you already know why Tuesday was the best day, because it's already there, stored. And that's the beauty of this template, and I absolutely love that all of these are just linked. So it's similar to the linking the dailies to the weeklies. You kind of want to do the same thing for your monthly entries. So again, if we click the monthly entry button, we're going to get monthly reflection and the date automatically duplicated. So we're in the month of May. If you want to put the year, it's totally up to you. I don't put the year because you will see it from the date what year it is. Then you want to rate your month. So we've been having a great month, so 5-star. You'll mention the topics that's come up a lot, and then you're going to link this one to your monthly journal. See how easy this is? And now what you want to do is totally up to you. So you can either link both your dailies and your weekly reflections to this, but what I think would make more sense and is a bit more easier on you, instead of having to link so many days, just link the weeks, because the weeks will have the dailies linked to it already. So if you really wanted to go back to a day or specific date, you would have that linked already in your weekly reflection, so you don't have to double link, if that makes sense. So if we just link the 4th to the 10th, but imagine there would be 4 weeks here, it then adds here. So now if you wanted to go and see how that week went, you could easily go in Bob's Your Uncle and you'll see all your daily entries in already. Do you see how the beauty of this and how it works? Because everything is just linked. But if we go back now, so now when you're reflecting in the month, essentially what you want to do, you want to reflect on the current month. So if you're doing it in the month that is ending, and then you want to reflect on the new month. Or obviously if you start in a new month, so say you want to reflect on the 1st, so you'll speak about the previous month. So it's up to you. I've put this month reflection because I usually reflect on like the last day of the month, so that is the month that I'm currently in, and then the new month will be the month that's obviously about to come. So 2 separate sections here. Again, examples of journal prompts you can include, but again, feel free to change these at any point or delete or add. But yeah, effectively what you want to do is just reflect on the month. So brain dump, highlights, what didn't go to plan, what did you learn, what drained you. And it's, again, the reason why I love the power of this is that because you have your weeks and your days all linked, you could easily go and find so many highlights because you already highlighted them in your daily and your weekly reflections. So you can also highlight the things that drained you, stuff that didn't work, because you will have those linked to your weeks and your days throughout that month, instead of you having to use your memory, which, don't get twisted, I know your memory is good and all that, but why not make it a bit easier on our brain? And then again, so once you've obviously finished your monthly reflection, you will obviously plan for the new month. So now, because you've got all your journal entries already, now you know how your month went, you can now plan on how you want it to go. Like, what are your new intentions for the new month? What work on? What do you want to focus on? And that's these prompts here. If you do want to add or delete, I will just quickly show you how. So you'll see these 6 dots here. Essentially what you want to do is just click that and then click duplicate, and then Bob's Your Uncle. It's just going to duplicate that exact one, and then you can just change the question here, and then that's it. Obviously if you want to delete it, it's the same thing. Click the 6 dots and click delete, and it's gone. So it's very, very easy for you to add or delete or change any of these prompts. That's the beauty of those 3 reflective journals. So as you know, there is also a 4th journal, which I kind of mentioned already, and it's like a diary. So if we click their diary entry here, it automatically duplicates this space, and as you can see, it's completely different. There's not many prompts or anything, there is just a box. So again, you would fill it out same as always, and then you want to link it to your Dear Diary journal. There won't be any related journals unless you have like maybe multiple diaries and you want to link them together. That's totally up to you, but there's nothing to really link this one. This one just is what it is on its own. So essentially what you want to do in this space is just talk to it like it's your friend. Express how you feel, like you know, like you're speaking to your younger self, or something you wish you could voice but you feel like you can't. This is that safe space. I use this a lot when I'm like going through a lot of emotional things in my life where my reflective journals don't really cover it, and I want to go into it a bit more depth, like let me know how I felt, good and bad. And I think it's really, really good because it's like a therapy session with yourself. It allows you to deep dive and just be vulnerable for a second without anybody looking in, and you know, just speak to yourself. And it's good because it takes that burden off yourself and allows you to get all that emotion out, and basically like you would put down on paper but onto Notion. And literally, I think the best way of going about it is using that voice memo button, that feature on your keypad. Just press that button, talk to it, let it start typing everything out, and Bob's your uncle. It saves your fingers from hurting, it saves all the typing at your desk or whatever. You literally can speak how you want to speak, and you let the keypad do all the typing for you. And I think this is beautiful, especially for a space like this where you just want to let loose and just be vulnerable for a second. So that's kind of what this diary is for. Now that we've had a look at all the different features and the different journals, if you go into each journal, you will see automatically that they are all linked and they are all logged. They're all categorized in dates, so that's why I don't really feel like you need to put the title as the date. Maybe you can put the title as like the main theme or the main topic from that day or that week. But yeah, they are all categorized and all groups based on date. So as you can see, July 2024, and then obviously the ones we added today, May 2025. These are all grouped, which is good. So if you didn't care about 2024 at this time, you want to focus on 2025, there you go. You want to focus on 2026, there you go. And you see how you can log all of these journals without them having to be packs of books in your room. So as you can see, we have this new add button at the end. So this is if you want to add any other journals that are not on this existing template. For example, if you wanted to add a manifestation journal, you would literally just click the add button and you would call it manifestation journal, and you would add an icon. Let's put the stars, for example. You would add a cover. I'm just going to use a stock cover from Notion already. And then as you can see on the homepage, Bob's your uncle, your manifestation journal has been added. So now to make the buttons so you can have a quick ad for this journal, essentially what you need to do is you'll need to come down to this button here. And as you can see, when you click that new, next to new, you'll see a drop down button. That drop down button will lead you to templates. These templates are the ones that you're duplicating with those buttons. Obviously, I've already added these in, but you can add as many templated pages as you want, and you can also edit these. If you just click the three dots and you click edit, you can go in there and edit the template so that when you duplicate your daily or weekly or monthly reflections, that will also change. So if you wanted to change the questions, instead of changing them once it's added, you would literally come in here, edit, and you would change the questions here. So that just saves you time in the future having to change them every single time. Just change them here once, and then the button will automatically update with those questions as well. But to add a new one, what you want to do is go to the bottom and click add new template, and we're just going to call this a new manifestation. And then what you want it to do, because this is a template, you're basically telling Notion this is the template I want to use or I want to create. So ideally you can have the time duplicated or the date. You want the date, so as soon as you press that button like before, the date of that day you duplicated the button, that will get added. And then it's got the same features as before, rate, topic, etc. This is where you would want to add your journal prompts. So it depends on the design you're going through, but if you want to go for a similar setup like your daily, weekly and monthly entries, then literally all you have to do is probably just add in a header. So we'll just put maybe all entries at the top, maybe add a bit of a color background. Let's make it purple just for the sake of this video. And then essentially what you want to do here is put in your questions. So if you want them nice little cute boxes with the little emojis next to them, that is called a call out. So just type in call or call out, and then this box pops up. It comes with this little emoji. Feel free to change it to whatever emoji suits the journal that you're adding. And then it says write something here. What you want to do here is write the question. So what is your biggest dream / goal right now? So again, and then what you want to do is press enter and then press the dash key about 3 times, and then you get this line. And then if you're a bullet kind of person, just type / and then put BULL, just about to say bullet, and add that in. And then there you go, you have your pretty little box with your little emoji, your question, so that every single time this gets duplicated, this will pop up. So again, we'll click out of this. So now we've created a template. If you do the drop down box here, you will see new manifestation. So now let's create this button. So essentially there's 2 ways you can go about this. Either you could duplicate an existing button or you can add it from scratch. I'll show you both ways just now. So if you're going to duplicate an existing button, what you would do is you'll go to these 6 dots and you would click click it and then click duplicate. What that would do, it will duplicate that exact button and everything about it. However, you need to change it so that it links that template. So then you will see this like this settings button and it says edit button. Once you edit that, you would want to change the name. So we'll call it new manifestation. So you know anytime you click that button, it's going to give you a new manifestation entry. It's already linked to your journal entries. What you need to do is just change the second one and link it to your new manifestation page. Do not touch this, leave it how it is, and then save. So now when you click this, the template we just created pops up every single time. Bob's your uncle. However, if you wanted to do this from scratch, what you would need to do, instead of clicking the 6 dots, go to the plus sign, and then you want to type in button, and then you'll get this same layout as you did before. However, you've got to do everything from scratch. So we're gonna have to add the icon. So we're gonna do the plus sign, purple to fit the theme. We're gonna say new manifestation. I know we already got it, but I'm just showing you how to do it from scratch. And then you need to go down to new action. So it says button is clicked. So basically what that's saying is when you click that button, what's going to happen? So you need to go to new action and you need to go to add page to, because you're basically adding an entry or a page to an existing database, which is what we're using here to create and store all of these entries. So you need to add a page to, and you have to select the database. You want to click journal entries. Do not click journals. That is this. You don't want to add to that. You want to add to your entries because they are linked. Then, now you've clicked that, you want to know what page you want to duplicate every single time you press that button. So as you can see, all the examples that we saw before are still here, but we want new manifestation. You click that. That's the first half done. The second part, which is the part that I mentioned you shouldn't change in the other button, is basically getting the page to open on the same page you're on. So you need to go to open page, form or URL, and then you need to click page added to journals. So basically what that is saying is every time you add a page to this journal, it's going to open as a separate page straight away, basically, instead of you having to go back and find the page. And I'll show you what I mean. You want to open it on the side, because if not, it will just pop up in the middle, which is what center peak is, or full page. We want it to be on the side so you can still kind of see what's going on in the background. So we click done, and then similar to before, and that is what that part means. It means it opens this page on the side instead of just opening the page and then you have to go and find it. It literally opens the page right there, right then, right in front of you, so you can start filling it out straight away. If you do not add that part in, it will add the page, but you will have to go to the database and go and find it. That is long. Like I said, simple and easy, user-friendly. That is what I want this to do. So that's why it's so important. You have to add that open page bit, or you can go find the page. So that's just 2 ways that you can add in a new button. At the bottom here, you'll see something called system. That is just where I've stored the databases for this system. So you have journals and you have journal entries. Those are the only 2 databases that you have for this system. I would not touch these, especially if you're new to Notion and you don't know a lot about databases and all these kind of things. Do not touch these. If you fiddle around with these, you will mess up the whole system you've got in place, and you're gonna have to go and download this from scratch again. And you don't want that. So just leave these alone. If you want any other questions or you're kind of good at Notion, feel free to edit those as you please. But as a beginner, I would leave those alone until you get really comfortable and maybe want to add some stuff to your existing template. But yeah, apart from that, that is literally everything that is covered in this template. So that is this powerful Notion template that is free for you guys to enjoy. If you guys are loving this Glowing Up with Notion series, definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what other templates you want to see or you want me to create for you guys. I'm just sharing the systems that work for me and to break bad habits that I've had and maybe make me glow up even more on my journey. I'm just sharing that with you guys because we glowing up together. You know what I'm saying? We're doing this together. And I want to see you glow up too. So if you have found this video helpful in any way or you've enjoyed it, definitely give me a like or a comment and definitely get your free template down below. If you haven't already, do consider following me on my other platforms, as I do post on there every single day, whereas on YouTube I only post on here once a week. So if you want to see me more, come follow me on Instagram, TikTok. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to love and leave you, and I will definitely catch you in my next one. Love you. Bye.